Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Cougar Network's brand new show, The Weekly Show. I'm Campbell Pope.
And I'm Juan Munoz Navarro. Every Thursday night, we're going to be coming into your homes to keep you up to date on everything happening around Mooney.
That's right. You're going to see students from Cardinal Mooney's TV production program producing stories that highlight events happening around campus and in the community.
First up this week, Leah Johnson joined Joey Antonucci, host of the Cougar Network's new show, The Sports Lounge, on set to see what goes into producing an episode of his weekly talk show.
Hi, I'm Leah Johnson. I'm sitting down with the new host of the new sports show, The Sports Lounge. This is Joey Antonucci. So, Joey, The Sports Lounge, how did that happen? How did you become the host?
Well, me and Mr. Krause had discussed it. I thought it would be fun to have like a talk show or something like that just to discuss sports. I love sports. Both me, Sebastian, and Logan, we all love sports. I know a lot of people love sports, so I thought it would be fun. Mr. Krause, he's unbelievable, made it happen. And that's where we are today.
Larry Bird, one of the best players. Magic Johnson, one of the best point guards of all time.
Larry Bird was old by then.
No, he
so was
wasn't.
Magic, yeah.
That's blasphemous.
No.
So, how do you prepare for each episode?
Basically, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday. It's all sports watching days. Saturday's college football, Sunday NFL, Monday's NFL, weekdays NBA. So we just watch sports, take some notes, see some things that we find interesting, things we want to discuss about games, different plays, players, coaches, anything like that.
So, do you pre-write the questions for the show, or you just kind of make it up on the spot?
There are some questions that we pre-write, some topics that we pre-write just to start off. Some of the things just come off our top of our head though.
A night game. I really do hate that it's at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't like the noon game for this game.
Yeah,
I feel like I should have made this a night game.
We don't see them as a rivalry.
No, yeah.
No, they're not. They're our little brother to us.
No.
We don't talk about
Yeah.
So, it's you, Logan, and Sebastian that are the hosts on the show. So, how did the three of you kind of get on the show?
It was originally just going to be me and then two other guests rotate in. But the first episode went great with me, Sebastian, and Logan. We all clicked. We all know what we were talking about sports. It just flowed really well. So we decided that we'll just keep it that way. And then eventually maybe bring on a fourth guest each week, but keep us three because we clicked well and it was a good show first episode.
So, how are the three of you guys so knowledgeable about all different aspects of sports?
We've watched, especially me. I know for me, I've watched sports my whole life. I know Sebastian's watched sports. Logan's watched sports his whole life. We're big sports fans. They're more knowledgeable in a couple. I'm more knowledgeable in college football. They know more NBA, a little more NFL. We all know NBA, MLB, but we all just know sports in general.
So on the show, how do you keep the conversation flowing instead of just stopping and asking a new question?
I think a big part of that is knowing sports. If you know what to say, then it's easier to continue the conversation instead of just having a script already. You're able to say things off the top of your mind just that come to you, and you're able to say that, keep the conversation going.
So would you mind giving us a little tour of your set in the studio?
Sure, I would love to.
All right, so now we're into where the magic all happens. So you can see we got Logan, Sebastian here. We got some of our memorabilia. Logan, you want to explain what's happening over here with this?
So we've got Bruce Arians signed football here. Now, won a Super Bowl as the head coach for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Now he's in the front office. Now we got a Stephon Diggs signed mini helmet. He just tore his ACL, but he'll come back.
Oh, on the
It's
Bills.
all right. All right, so over here at the main table, we've got this Josh Jacobs signed football. He is not on the team anymore, but it's all right. Now the main piece is Rob Gronkowski signed full-size helmet.
That's
So
sick. That's
yeah.
sick. I like that.
All right, well.
Not on the
pass
team
this
anymore
pass
either.
this one. Yeah, and he's retired. But it's all
What do we got there?
Point this out, we got a Joey Antonucci signed baseball bat. I guess he played back in the day. Back here, we have Jeff Gator helmet, and we have the USF versus Oregon Ducks Sun Bowl from
2007.
2007, December 31st.
That was a crazy football year, wasn't it?
Yeah, did you watch that game, Joe?
I wasn't alive.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to over here now. We have Super Bowl 43, signed, I think, by the entire roster. This was Cardinals versus the Steelers. The Steelers ended up winning this game.
Okay.
And yeah, to top things off, you have a Cooperstown All-Star Village bat.
Got that from when my brother played.
Yep, got this from probably one of the tournaments, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Cooperstown.
Yeah.
12U.
Yeah, I like this bat, and that'll wrap it up for all the memorabilia we got.
All right, now we're going into, I guess this is actually where the real magic happens. This is the control room. You can see we got the little teleprompter. It just tells me what I'm talking about at the start. You can see the little, see Logan on the camera. You've got all these cameras in here. You can see they're out there messing around. I don't know what they're doing. This is, I don't know what this does, but it controls a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, this is pretty cool to have. Mr. Krause set this all up. As we go up to over here, we got one of our little employees working right now, Sam, just editing and stuff. Make sure everything's good. He's got the big cameras up here. You can switch to different cameras. He can see. Yes, he's switching different cameras right there on this little screen. So it's just a really cool setup we have in here. And I'd like to thank Mr. Krause for all this. Works hard, so yeah.
I really appreciate you sitting down with me and giving us a little tour of your set and the show. I'm Leah Jones from the Cougar Network, going back to the studio.
Thank you, Leah.
This season, under the new leadership of Coach Alan Knight, the Lady Cougars varsity volleyball team had a very successful season. They maintained an overall record of 22 wins and only 5 losses. This past Tuesday, Isabel Hokinson caught up with Coach Knight and senior captain Zoe Kirby the morning before the regional final playoff match. Let's see what they had to say.
Tonight, joining me is Captain Zoe Kirby and Coach Knight. How does it feel to be in the regional playoffs?
Well, I think it's a realization of a lot of hard work that the girls have put together through the season. Just starting in our summer workouts and kind of getting to this moment. This has sort of been on our target for a long time. So, I think it's a product of the work and the effort put in.
Yeah, it feels great just from a player's perspective because you don't usually get to do this until a top high caliber teams. You usually get this far in the season and that just proves how good we are as a team.
Are you guys confident that you guys will win tonight?
We're confident in our preparation. I think we've done everything we need to do. We know what we're capable of doing, and we know that we're going to put our best effort on the court. We're up against a very, very good team, so we know it's going to be a very tough battle.
Yes, all of us have worked so hard just in the last few practices and the last few games that we know our preparation will help us tonight.
Can you describe what a typical day of volleyball practice, training looks like? Is it challenging or easy?
I would say it's definitely challenging. We focus a lot on skill development, but we try to, mesh that into, team development as well. So, we'll focus on a skill, maybe 1 or 2 skills, but then, by the end of practice or by the end of training, we want to take that skill and put it into a team concept, so we're making sure that, we're functioning as a team while still focusing on improving our individual skills.
Yeah, he said it perfectly. We just focus on our own specific skills, and then once we start to scrimmage, we'll just bring it all together.
Do you think the playoffs will bring stress or a negative impact on the team during training or the game tonight?
No, I think it elevates us. I think it really pushes us, and I think, especially with this group, I think they're designed for this, especially, our seniors. They just seem ready for this, and, so far in every situation, even during some of our tougher matches during the season, they've really stepped up and rallied to this point of really strong competition.
Yeah, our team is close. We don't usually get into arguments, and I think we're all just very competitive, and it will just help our play and raise it.
How do you balance your out-of-school activities with volleyball?
Time management, pretty much. Just that's really all that I do.
Can you describe how do you prepare for a match against like a rival or a strong opponent like tonight?
Well, for the coaching staff, we definitely want to put together, sort of a scouting report of what their talents are, what their weaknesses are, and, how that matches up with our strengths and weaknesses. And we kind of mesh that into the practices leading up to competition. So, not only are we focused on, what it's going to take, but what that other team brings to the court and what we need to do to capitalize on that, but also be ready for, what's coming our way.
From a player's perspective, the game day mode is just being superstitious. We usually try to do the same thing most of the time, and it really helps, like, mental state, I guess.
You guys have been district champions for 7 years in a row, and in 2019 you guys won the regional championships. Is that any significance to you?
This program has a long history of success, and that kind of motivates us to kind of meet that standard. This region championship match tonight is, our ticket to state, and that's been our goal all season. And just to kind of bring along the tradition of the past, but also bring this group into it, that's a huge motivator for us.
These group of girls have always wanted it ever since we all came to Mooney, and it's always been so competitive here. I think we just want to continue that legacy of us being the top.
Thank you for joining me, Coach Knight and Zoe. Now we head back to the studio.
Thank you, Isabel. And to provide an update since that interview was filmed, unfortunately the Lady Cougars were not able to claim that regional champion title in that match Tuesday night, but the entire community is proud of how far they were able to make it this season.
Every year, Cardinal Mooney proudly partners with the Suncoast Blood Center to provide our students and staff with the opportunity to donate the gift of life. The second blood drive of the year is being held next week, and community liaison Joan Leonard chatted with the Cougar Network's Brooke Peterson about her school's historic relationship with the organization. Let's see what she had to say.
Thanks, guys. Today I'm sitting down with Joan Leonard to ask about the blood drive. Why was the blood drive started here at Mooney?
Back in the day, and still now, high school students are so important to Suncoast Blood Centers because in the past, and I mean prior to 2020 and the COVID outbreak, our collections here in Sarasota and Manatee County, 20% of what we collected came from high school students. That's a huge amount of product for your age group. It was an awesome thing. Since COVID, things have kind of disappeared a little bit from the high school students.
So where is this blood donated to?
Okay, so we are the local blood centers. We serve 15 local hospitals, so including SMH, which is our biggest user of blood products, and all the hospitals that surround our area from Moffitt in Tampa, the Cancer Center, all the way down to Port Charlotte and all the hospitals in between. Doctors Hospital right here, Lakewood Ranch Hospital, Manatee Memorial.
And why do you think we all should give blood if we can?
So the big thing with high school students donating over time, it has been proven if you start donating blood when you're a teenager that you'll be a lifelong donor. I know your ages. You can donate at 16 to start with parent permission, and 17-year-olds you can just sign up at lunchtime. But back in the day, when World War II happened, everybody had that civil obligation to donate blood to help the causes of the war. That whole generation of World War II is leaving us for a better place right now, so we need young people to take over what your grandparents did and your great-grandparents did by donating.
Is this organization, is it nonprofit?
We are a nonprofit, and the great thing about being a nonprofit is we love to serve the community not only with the blood collections and making sure we have safe product, but we have a scholarship program, and every year Cardinal Mooney has winners to our scholarship. This year and going forward, you need 5 donations from the time you're 16 till you graduate, the year of graduation, or 50 hours of volunteering with us, or a combination of both. And I know last year we had 3 or 4 big winners from Cardinal Mooney, and every year prior to that as well.
So what rewards do they, like, how much are these rewards?
Okay, the best reward, and you know, here I am at Cardinal Mooney, and I saw your cross as I came in. Our Lord shed his blood for all of us. And I think as I'm a Catholic Christian, that when I donate, I think that this is what Jesus wanted all of us to do. There hasn't been anyone in the science world, they've tried for 100 years to replicate human blood, and they haven't been able to do it. And we all know how far technology and healthcare and medical innovations have come, but this is the one thing that comes from one human heart to another. So it's very important. You can see I'm passionate about what we do, and I would love all of you to join us. Try it once. You know, if you're one of those people that have been afraid, try it once, and the reward should be in your heart. There are other rewards. One of them is you find out it's like a free wellness checkup. And unfortunately, we have discovered things in high school students that they didn't even know was going on with their bodies. You get a iron checkup every time you donate, your blood pressure, your pulse, your cholesterol, which is something that is rising among teenagers, high cholesterol issues starting earlier in life. So there's that benefit. And there's other benefits along the way, like Chick-fil-A when we come here.
What if you're like a student athlete and you can't donate while the bus is at the school?
Brick, that is a great question. We have a bus at Walmart on Cattleman and Bee Ridge every single Saturday. So from 9 until 2, if you play that Friday night football game and you don't have practice on Saturday, you can come out to the Walmart on Bee Ridge and Cattleman and donate. Same with any other sport. There are athletes that donate every 56 days, especially endurance athletes, runners, cyclists, swimmers, that donate. When you donate, your body naturally replenishes what you have donated. And fresh new blood carries more oxygen than, I don't know if you've heard at your age, iron poor blood. So blood that's older running through your system is heavier. So for endurance athletes, donating brings fresh blood every 56 days. So it's a benefit. You just want to do it when you don't have a game or practice.
And what people would be using the blood that is donated?
That's another great question, Brooke. We start with newborns. A lot of preemies need blood transfusions at birth. So in the NICU at SMH, they are always using blood. I know we have some high school students that have the type of blood that we do with newborns. And on those units of blood, we tag it and it says baby blood. So it's very special to be a baby blood donor. All the way out, I know one of my best questions to ask people is, how many people know somebody that has had cancer? And if I'm in a room with 100 people, almost 99 out of 100 know somebody that has had cancer. My next question is, how many know somebody that donates blood 3 times or more a year? And I don't see hardly any hands at all come up. 50% of what we do goes to cancer patients. So that's another thing. A lot of people think that blood products only go to the elderly that may be really sick and dying, or people that have experienced a car accident, a motorcycle accident. but the cancer doctors are probably order more blood than anybody else.
Well, thank you, Joan Leonard, for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me, Brooke. I'm going to challenge Cardinal Mooney. I've got some numbers, and I would like to see this year be the best year ever for Cardinal Mooney, meaning the next 3 times we come, you need to have 50 students donate blood each of those 3 times, and then you'll surpass our best year here ever was 2022, graduating class of 2022. So to the graduating class of 2025, let's get 50 students out every blood drive. Thanks, Brooke.
Well, you heard her. That's all we have. Back to the studio.
Any student interested in donating blood next week should sign up during lunch Friday or Monday. All students should bring a photo ID when donating, and students who are 16 years old must also provide a signed parent permission form.
Another event coming up next week is Cardinal Mooney's annual open house. This event is intended to provide potential Cougar families with the opportunity to learn about the school and everything we have to offer prospective students. This year, the event is being organized by Mooney's new Director of Enrollment Management, Miss Stephanie Bishop. Kara Dibbs sat down with Miss Bishop to learn about what we can expect at this year's open house.
Thanks, guys. Today I'm here with Mrs. Bishop. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. So my name is Stephanie Bishop, and I'm the Director of Enrollment Management here at Cardinal Mooney Catholic High School. And basically my job is to help prospective students through that admissions and enrollment process here at Cardinal Mooney and show them why Cardinal Mooney is such a unique place to be.
So I heard we have our open house next Wednesday the 6th. Who would be a good person to come to the open house?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our open house Wednesday, November the 6th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And anybody that's looking to attend Cardinal Mooney, whether that's for the 25-26 school year or even a potential transfer student, or anybody that maybe is in 6th or 7th grade and just wanting to get some information about the different programs and options available, that'd be a good time to come out. You'll get to see meet and greet with athletics and our coaches. You'll hear from our arts and music and theater department, and then we'll have 4 breakout sessions, so you get a really good look about what Cardinal Mooney is, what we have to offer, academics, guidance counseling, administration, as well as student life and campus ministry.
What is the best way to arrive at this event? How's the parking situation?
We encourage, if you're able to carpool with any other family members that you may have. I know there's maybe both parents that are coming, as well as even grandparents or other siblings. So if you're able to come in that one car, that would be preferable. That way there's plenty of parking for everybody. We will be utilizing student parking, so our sophomore, junior, and senior parking spots. So those are all available for students to park in, as well as families. In that time between 5:30 and 6:15, you can come at any point between that. So hopefully having a little bit of a staggered time will alleviate some of that traffic flow. We will have students and staff ready and there to greet. So if you are there, a little bit earlier than 5:30 or come a little bit later, you'll be able to know where to park and where to be.
Perfect. How long is this event expected to last?
It's expected to last approximately 2 hours. So from 5:30 to 6:15 will be that first session where it's a little bit more informal. You're getting that campus tour, meet and greet with athletics, and you'll be able to ask questions about your specific child's sport. As well as get information from our athletic director, visiting the arts departments. And then in one of our sessions will be information about student life and campus ministry. So you'll be able to see about different ways that your student can get involved on campus. We have over 30 different clubs, so it's really cool to see all of the different options and offerings that we have for your student. And then starting at 6:15 is when we'll do those 4 breakout sessions, and you'll be in those 4 groups.
Will there be a Q&A session sometime during the event?
Absolutely. So one of our rotations is a student panel, and that will be more of a Q&A format where you'll have students from all grade levels here. They'll have some questions already ready, And then the audience will be able to ask any specific questions. And I think that's a really good time to ask those students maybe some of those harder questions. It is interesting to see from a student's perspective what they have to say.
Will there be teachers to talk to as well?
So we will have staff that will be around during the tours. Mr. Kraus will be there in his television production and sports broadcasting studio. We'll also have some members of our theology department, and then we'll have other staff and faculty that are available to answer any questions that you may have. And we'll have some classrooms open as well, so you'll be able to see what the classrooms look like, what that day-to-day would look like.
And about uniforms, will there be any displayed? Can they have an opportunity to view the uniforms?
Yes, so we do have some uniforms that we have for students and families that might need it if they forget a uniform throughout the day. So we'll have those that are out and ready to display. But it is a polo shirt, black, red, or white polo, and khaki pants or shorts. And we'll have all of that out so that you can see that and have information about where you can purchase those items.
Who should be the person they look for when they arrive on campus? Anybody to guide them?
So we will have National Honor Society students out and about in that front loop. We'll also have multiple staff members. So there'll be staff members and students here throughout that main parking lot, kind of directing and pointing where to go. That main check-in point will be right out front, that Selby Center, the gym, that front office. So there'll be everybody out there directing where you need to go.
And will there be any specific presentations or sessions available for any additional information?
So my contact information will be within those bags that you get at check-in. So you will get a lot of information during those breakout sessions, but my contact information will be in there if you wanted to schedule a private meeting or a private tour that we can do later that week.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Bishop, for being here and answering my questions.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time to interview me today.
Thank you. And I'm Carol Dibb, and we're going to head back to the studio.
Thank you, Carol.
For our final segment this Halloween evening, Morgan Brown headed into the Mooney cafeteria to challenge a couple students with some trivia questions. Let's see how that went.
Hi, I'm Morgan Brown, and we're doing Halloween trivia, and I'm with
Keegan Kovac, Joseph Boone.
Okay, and our first question is, what is the most bought Halloween candy?
Is it Reese's?
That is correct. What is the least bought Halloween candy?
Is it like, I don't know, Butterfingers?
That is incorrect.
Skittles?
Incorrect. Any last minute guesses?
Is it Toffee?
Moving.
Dang. Is it Toffee?
Incorrect. The correct answer is Smarties. Now, what decade did the movie Hocus Pocus come out?
Dang.
Okay,
90s.
correct. What is the most iconic Halloween candy?
Dang. Candy corn?
Correct. What animal is symbolic for Halloween?
Dang. A black cat?
Correct. What vegetable did we carve before pumpkins?
Pumpkin.
Before pumpkins.
Gourd?
Incorrect.
Squash?
Close, but incorrect. The correct answer is turnips. In which state is it illegal to dress up as a nun or priest for Halloween?
Dang. Connecticut?
Incorrect.
Tennessee.
Incorrect. Starts with an A.
Dang. Arkansas.
Incorrect.
Alabama.
Correct. What do people traditionally bob for?
Dang. Apples.
What is the name of the clown in the movie It?
Dang. Pennywise.
Correct. In the movie Hocus Pocus, what are the names of the three Sanderson sisters? Even one name you'd get correct. Okay, the correct answer is Winifred, Sarah, and Mary.
Did you know that Reese's Peanut Butter Cups were the most bought in the U.S.?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I really love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Well, everyone, we'd like to thank you for joining us for the first episode of The Weekly Show. Check back next Thursday night at 8 to stay in the loop on everything happening around Mooney. Until then, I'm Campbell Pope.
And I'm Juan Munoz Navarro. See you next week.